Alright, we're having a look here at MCT1 development. Flash speed's pretty high. Change that. So I'm going to NV TP to MCT1 main. This is where you start. There's a few helpful warps here just while we're developing it. This is the village. They'll wander around here a bit. Eventually they get struck by lightning. After dying a couple of times from the T1 condition, not knowing how to manage it, they will then be teleported to this location, which you can get to by typing warp training. So this is going to be a castle. This is how much it's done so far. What they're going to do is go through these series of chambers. I'll show you what that looks like from the outside. Series of chambers that they go down, and each one contains a lesson about how to manage the T1 condition. So in here they go in and they're going to get some food. At the moment I'm thinking apple will make it so it automatically spawns at this location every few seconds. And then that will fill out their MCT1 bar, which is going to be a permanent bar, which will contain insulin potions, snowballs, and various food items. Maybe a ladder as well. I think I'm going to allow them to place ladders. So in here they'll learn basically, they'll get hungry, they'll learn if I eat an apple, my blood glucose starts to go up, and yeah, they'll learn about that. And then one of the subsequent rooms, probably the next one, they'll get insulin potions, and they'll learn that insulin potions bring it down, and we'll show them high carb, low carb, no sorry, high GI and low GI foods. And then we'll show them night vision probably, and their lightning snowballs, ladder placing. Anyway, we've got 7 of these rooms, so we'll make like 7 steps lessons, kind of training them in all the powers and that they have, and also how they manage the T1 condition. So step by step, we can make it so they have to perform a certain action before they can get into the next space. It's going to take some development though, obviously. Okay, eventually they're going to get to the end, and basically going to see a message which says, congratulations, you've now received the basic training, or whatever. And they come to this area here, which is like a natural dungeon. And they're basically told that they need to go through this dungeon and find their way back to the tower underground. And they're going to have to fight mobs down there. And this is to prove that they've mastered the T1 condition and the powers that they have in fighting creatures. So going down here, it's a pretty gnarly dungeon. Most of this is naturally occurring. We joined it up a little bit. Here you actually have a poison spider spawner. If I go into survival, it's about to get serious here. Okay, maybe not. Gradually these spiders spawn, and like I was hanging out here a bit before, and there was literally like dozens and dozens of them. It was quite full on. They'll also have night vision here, right? So let me get one of those, night vision. Yeah. This is the heavy server, so I don't actually have the ability, but they'll be able to see in these caverns. Basically, this is a big dungeon that they would explore. I'm set spectator mode. You can see it's like a big naturally occurring dungeon. They can find their way through. We can make different adventures at different points. Monsters spawn at different areas. It's kind of a mini quest in itself. It'll be pretty fun, slightly challenging. Eventually they're going to come to... where is it? Yeah, they come back to this tower. I'm going to have to make it so it's a little bit directed. But they come back to this tower, basically. And, you know, there'll be some message at the end. John and I fixed this up last night so you can actually get through. And then we'll make some kind of elevator here or some warp gate, which would basically take them to... warp them to... let me do MSP. To this area up here, which is basically at the tower. Here they would receive fireworks in their inventory. And would also shoot off some fireworks all around here. And there may be a sign in the sign that says MCT1 or whatever. And they're basically graduated as lightning wizards or masters of the T1 condition. And then they would receive the actual, the main big quest, asked to go on a heroic quest, which is to find the Wither, who's grinding holes in the earth, beneath the earth, and slay the Wither. And that would be like a big dungeon crawl. I'm going to burrow out big holes underneath this world, and there'll be a Wither floating around in there in one area, and they basically have to hunt the Wither, place ladders, manage the T1 condition, go down there with their lightning fireballs, their lightning snowballs, and battle mobs. It should be pretty exciting. But yeah, the basic thing is they go through this series of lessons. They learn to master their new condition. They go on this dungeon crawl. They crawl through the dungeon, come back to the tower, and then they're graduated. So that's what we're looking at the general storyline. Alright, I'll speak to you tomorrow. See ya.